Hey, welcome to a new Python tutorial on Python Turtle Graphics. In this course, I'm going to teach you everything you need to know to start using the Python Turtle for making designs and other applications. Create a directory on your device. My own is Turtle Tot. Make a folder and then create your Python file. Then we start with the code. The first thing I'm going to talk about is a Python Turtle window. For a Python Turtle window, just like any window that you see on your desktop machine. So in order to create a window, you first have to make a variable and then we assign it to a turtle function called turtle.screen with a capital S. Don't forget Python is case sensitive. In order to use the Python turtle model, the first thing we have to do, as you can see, we have gotten a red line under this turtle. It means we don't have anything called turtle in our program. So in order to use Python turtle, the first thing you have to do always is to do import the turtle model. And then the red line goes away. After importing the Python turtle model, the next thing we have to do is our screen. So I'm going to run these few lines of code. I'll be using the F5 to be running the rest. As you can see, a screen flashed and it went away. In order for the screen to stay on it, what we do is the window have a window property called main loop. So say win.main loop just to make the window stay until we close the window. So this is a Python turtle window, and as you can see, we have a white background over here with the Python turtle written over here. Now the next thing I'm going to do is to set the caption of the title of the window. What we say is win.title. Then we put in whatever we want to be the title of the window over here in a string form. So I'm going to use my turtle app for the caption, and let me run these lines of code and see. As you can see, we've gotten my turtle app over here. So that's how we set the title of any turtle application or program. The next thing is changing the background color of my window. In order to change the background color, you say win.bg color, and then you put in whatever color you want. For Python Turtle graphics, Python comes with already built-in colors for the turtle. So we have basic colors like red, yellow, green. You can use all of them. You can just spell it straight away without specifying the RGB values. So this one I'm going to use blue for here and see in a string form. As you can see, we have a blue background for our turtle program. The next thing I'm also going to talk about under the properties is the size of our window. So in order to change the size, say win.setup, and for the setup it takes in two values, that's the x and the y. So I want it to be 500 by 500 pixels. So yeah, this is application. I have 500, so the width is 500, the height too is also 500. The next thing we are going to talk about is making a turtle on the screen. And don't be confused, a turtle is the model. We also have something in the model called a turtle. A turtle is what is going to write on the screen. Very simple. So in order to make what to write on the screen, you get it a variable. For example, I'm going to use pen, and then you assign it to turtle.capital T turtle. That's how to make a turtle on the screen. So as you can see, we have gotten a turtle in the center of our screen. One thing I want to draw our attention to, we will be using coordinates in everything that we do. So don't forget, this position is called the 0, 0 position, as in graph work. This is the y values. From here to here is the x values. From here to here is the y values. This is 0, 0. When we rule a line through this, we have the positive x-axis and the negative x-axis. This is the positive y-axis and the negative y-axis. So here 0, 1, 2, 3, getting to. Since this is 500 pixels wide and 500 pixels as the height, from here to here is going to be 250. From here to here is 250. However, here is counted in negative numbers. So -1, -2 up to -250. Here is 0, 1 up to 250. Here is 0, 1 up to 250. Here is 0 up to -250 down over here. So that's it. You have to put in mind that for Python we use coordinates, and the coordinates, the center is 0, 0. Unlike Pygame, this is 0, 0. Here is positive x-axis, positive negative x-axis, positive y-axis, negative y-axis. The next thing I'm going to talk about is to exit on click. Assuming we have a window here, we are done with what we want to see. So when we click on the window, we want the window to just exit. What we say is when we go back down here, then I say when.exit on click. Whenever I just click somewhere on the app, then it goes away. Very simple. Now let's talk about movement of our turtle. We wouldn't like the turtle to just stay in the center just like that. So we would like it to do something. So we are going to talk about the movement of our turtle. In order for the turtle to move on the screen, we have a couple of functions there. We have a function called forward. That's when you want it to move forward. So we say pen, that's the variable we declared up over there as turtle.turtle. Pen dot forward, and then we give it the number of pixels that we want it to move. Assuming I want it to go 100 pixels, I put in 100 over there. Let me run it. As you can see, our turtle moved from here to here. So from here to here is the 100 pixels. The next thing is pen dot backward. Backward is when we want it to move in the opposite direction. So let me run it. As you can see, it moved backward from here to here, 100 pixels. The next thing is setting the X and Y position for it. As I said initially, our Python turtle is at 0, 0 coordinates. In order to move it, instead of using the forward and the backward, we can still say pen dot go to. Then we give it the X value and the Y value. For X, I want it to move to 100. For Y, I want it to stay at the Y position. So let me run it. As you can see, it moved from here to here. So what we say is initially it is at 0, 0. Then we say pen dot go to 100, 0. Here is 100, 0 coordinates. After we know how to move our coordinates, say pen dot forward. After making it go forward, we would also like it to go an extra something, do something extra. So in order to make rotation, for it to move around, you have to rotate it. So for rotation, we either use left or right for it to go to the left direction or the right direction. So anytime you want it to move down, say right, pen dot right, and then you give it the angle to go. So this time I'm using 90 degrees. So what it does is that it will be moving forward for 100 pixels, and then the turtle rotates 90 degrees. So as you can see, it is facing down. So let it move forward once again. So it's moved from here to here 100 pixels. It rotates 90 degrees and then move down 100 pixels. In order to move it in the other direction too, it's very simple. Just have to change the right to left. And then the left to, I'm using 90 degrees for it. So left 10, 90 degrees up. So that's it. Apart from 90, you can use any value that you like. So just play around with the values. There's 150 degrees and all that for left. And with the exception of using the left and the right, we can as well use pen dot set heading, set head, the heading to an angle. So instead of making it go 90 degrees left or 90 degrees right, we can just say 90 degrees for it to go just still rotate 90 degrees. However, this one in the anti-clockwise direction, right? Yes. So set heading to 90 degrees. When you want it to go to clockwise direction, negative 90, it will move the other way around, as you can see over here. Now let's talk about properties of turtle. For every turtle, as we saw in the previous example, the turtle just move turtle dot forward. Let me 100 pieces. Let me run it. As you saw the turtle like this, we have a lot of things for this turtle. That's its properties. We can change many things about it. So the first thing I'm going to talk about is the color of the turtle. As we saw, it is initially black. In order to change it, we just mention the name of our turtle, how we saved it, dot color. And inside over here, give it any color that you want. For me, I'm going to use cyan for it. As you can see, the black color has changed to cyan. You can use any color that you want, assuming you want red, just put in red over there, and then our turtle's color changes to red. One other thing is the pen size. You see, the size of the line is very small. You can still change it by saying turtle.pen size, and then in this parenthesis, we give it the number of pixels we want to enlarge it. So assuming I'm using 5 for it, 5 pixels. Let me run it. As you can see, it is a bit thicker than before. But see something here? As you can see, as we change the size of the pen, the turtle's size is still the same. In order to change the size of the turtle, you go by saying pen.shape size, the size of the shape of the turtle. Then we can extend it to 2 to, let's say, 10. As you can see, the size of the turtle over here. One other thing we can do with it is, let me change the shape size. I'm changing the shape size to 5 rather. So like this, 5. This is 5 pixels enlarged. And the next thing I'm going to talk about is the shape of our turtle. As you can see, this is it an arrow or something? Let me just comment this out. I don't want it to be going forward again. This is the shape of our turtle. Now, in order to change the shape, we say pen dot shape. Then in this open and close brackets, we give it the shape that we want in a string form. Python has already defined shapes like classic, you have triangle, and some other ones. So I'm going to first we are going to use see the classic one. This is the classic size of the turtle. We have another size called triangle. That one changes the turtle's shape to a triangle. As we all know, triangle like this. You can also change it to a square like this. Then we can also change it to a turtle like this. So this is but before Python has 6 built-in shapes. It has 6 shapes for it. So this is the 6th one, that's the turtle. Make sure you check it out by yourself. I only use about 4 over here. So don't forget to check the rest by yourself. Now that we know how to use the Python turtle, draw on it, and then making movement with it, why don't we try and make some shapes with it? So in order to make those shapes, I'm going to clear this. I'm going to clear these lines over here. I'm going to make the pen size a bit bigger, the size of the pen to 2. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a square. I'm going to draw a square with our turtle. So before, let me run this lines of code. As you can see, we saw our turtle is in the center here. I'm going to draw a square with it. So for a square, what do? We have to make our turtle go forward, and then after going forward, it turns, it go forward, it turns, it go forward, it turns, it go forward again. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say pen dot forward, and then it's going to go forward 100 pixels. Then I want it to go through 90 degrees rotation. So 90. Let me run this. Then so go forward 90 degrees rotation facing upward. So the next thing I'm going to do is repeat this for 4 times. That's a square. So copy and paste it 4 times, 3 times to get it. Very cool, right? So now we know how to draw a square with a Python turtle. So it's move forward, rotate 90 degrees, move forward, rotate 90 degrees, move forward, and then rotate 90 degrees and move forward again. Very simple. How about drawing a rectangle with it? For a rectangle, you know rectangle is any plane shape with 2 pairs of opposite side equal with the angle of 90 degrees at the corners, right? So instead of this one being 100, let's make it 200. I'm going to make it go forward for 200 pixels and then here to 200 pixels. So we get 200 pixels here, 100 pixels, 200 pixels, and 100 pixels. That's a simple rectangle. We can simplify this one to say for I in range of 4, I'm using this for the square. We want the turtle to go forward, so pen dot forward for 100 pixels, and then pen dot left for 90 degrees. So it is going to look through this for 4 times. Wow. So we get it just like we had a long code there. For the rectangle to, I can just make for I in range 2 instead of 4, and then change the second lines to 200 pixels. I'll change this one to 200. Let me run it. As you can see, we achieved the same result with the plenty codes we had there. So this one was using the for loop. Do you have any idea of drawing polygon in Python Turtle? No? We have a very simple function for drawing polygons in Python. In order to draw a polygon, we have to know the number of sides of the polygon. So I'm using 3 for now. That's a triangle. A triangle is a polygon. And then what's the total number of exterior angle? What's the exterior angle? The total sum of exterior angles of a regular polygon is 360, right? So the angle that our turtle will be moving will be 360 divided by the number of sides. Then we say for I in range, and the range we are going to use the number of sides. So let's say sides over here. Then we want it to go forward. So we say pen dot forward. Let me use 150 pixels for it. And then a pen dot right. I'm using right through the angle that we specify. So for this one, we are going to have an angle of 360 divided by 3 to draw the triangle. Let me run this. As you can see, we got a triangle over here. So we can use this code to draw any polygon that we like just by changing the number of sides. I'm drawing a pentagon. A pentagon has 5 sides. So I'm changing the size to a pentagon side. That's 5, and then run it. Then you can see we have gotten this over here. Let me use left for it so that you can see it well. So we got a pentagon nicely like this. Assuming we want to have an octagon, we use the number of sides to be 8, and then you get it like this. So it's just being big, so we can't see it well. I'm reducing this one to 50. As you can see, we got a nice octagon over here. We are going to draw some random shapes over here. So just study the code, just go through it. If you don't understand anything, don't forget to make a comment down there. I'll make a video to explain it. So in this one, I'm going to draw a simple flower. I'm going to use for I in a range of 36. What I want to do is I'm also using another range for I in range 4. I'm using a for loop nested in another for loop. I want the turtle to go forward for 50 pixels, and then go left for 90 pixels. Then after everything, I want it to go right for 10 degrees. Now let me stop this from running. We have to note this. See the speed it was using to draw. You can also change the speed of the turtle by saying pen. I'm doing it here. pen dot speed, and then we assign 0 for it. For a speed property, it means the speed the turtle should go. It should be between from 0 and 1. If you give it 1, it should be slow. If you give it the 0 like this, it should be fast. So let me run it. We'll have the fastest that the turtle can run. Perfect. So this is my first shape that I want you guys to know. I'm going to draw sunburst rays with the Python turtle using the for loop. So for I in range 36, I want to change the color of the turtle. So pen dot color. I'm going to use orange. And the next thing I want it to go for, so pen dot forward. Go forward for 200 pixels, and then go reverse pen dot forward again. This time around it will be going reverse negative 200 pixels, and then I want it to go right through 10 pixels. So pen dot right. So this is the sunburst rays that I'm talking of. Here is the end of this session. If you have any question, let me know in the comment section. Give this video a thumbs up if you find it helpful. Thanks for watching.